Derek's question is up next. It says, someone told me you could pull contributions, not growth, out of a Roth account penalty-free. Why is that a worse option than cash if they have the same opportunity cost?
We've actually created some content on this.
I thought that this was a great point that A, it's good to know that you can do that, but B, I know you have thoughts on the second part of the question.
When we've done Roth contributions, and I'll let Bo give more details on it, I see he's making all kind of faces, so he scares me.
Same opportunity. Did he just say Roth and cash have the same
Here's
cost?
We always call it the break glass opportunity because, it's true. Look, if you got to the point where you're like, I can't fund anything to my Roth IRA this year because I've got to build up emergency reserves, there probably is a case to be made where, yes, you might be swimming naked a little bit, by doing the Roth, but if you can pull the contribution out, it does give you that moment in time to at least getting it in. What I worry about sharing this rule too freely without giving the caveats or the asterisks is I don't want people to view their Roth IRA as a piggy bank, though. So because I think that's where your face was grimacing. What are your thoughts on that?
Like the opportunity cost is not the same. I mean, the Roth bucket, it is the bucket. It's the one, right? Like it's the exciting one. When you put money into Roth, you can then invest those dollars and they will grow tax-free forever. So when you get $1 million in that Roth, and after age 59 and a half, you can then begin pulling that money out tax-free. It is unbelievable, out of this world. So to say that the opportunity cost of that versus the opportunity cost of pulling cash out of your emergency fund that's just sitting there making 5% of taxable interest, not the same sort of things. And a matter of fact, the Roth IRA, the Roth bucket is so good, the government actually limits who can put money into it and how much money they can put in. If you make over a certain income, the government says, no, bro, you can't do this. Now, fortunately, there's a little loophole there that you can take advantage of that has not been closed, that even if you're above that income, you can still do what's affectionately known as the backdoor Roth. But it's so good that not only do they try to restrict who can put money into the Roth, they restrict how much you can put in every year. This year, for those under 50, you can only do $7,000. Well, the problem is if you start to use it as a piggy bank and all of a sudden something happens, like, you know what, I'm going to go get I made a contribution a couple of years ago. I'm going to go pull that money back out. When you go to pull that money back out, you cannot get that water back up the hill. You cannot get the toothpaste back in the tube. It will not work. So I would argue that the Roth dollars ought to be like the most coveted last dollars that you pull out because they are so precious and so limited. So while you're able to get those dollars in there, you want to leave them in there as long as possible so that they can continue to grow. So if you've been following the financial order of operations, Brian, you hold the thing up, and you've done step 4. You have your fully funded emergency reserve. You have your 3 to 6 months of living expenses chiseled away in an account that you can get access to. You will not need to tap into those Roth dollars, and your future self does not want you to tap into those Roth dollars. Because let me tell you how exciting it is, Brian. We have a client a couple weeks ago, like, hey, it's the end of the year. We had done some tax planning and we were trying to play with some income tax brackets. And then we get this email, hey guys, I got this thing I got to pay for. I got a problem though. I don't know where to pull the money from and I'm trying to figure out how do I do this, and I have a bunch of capital gains over here. We said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be able to take a Roth distribution from this. It's going to be completely tax-free because you're of age, and it's not going to mess up any of the tax planning. It was beautiful having those dollars there and available that we could pull from for that opportunity. So I think the Roth bucket, you want to leave intact for as long as possible.
The financial mutant way to think about this, I think because if somebody's early in their career and they're like, man, my cash reserves isn't exactly where I want it to be, but I think I have some good things coming up this year. I got some bonuses or I got a promotion. And I know I have until April to fund this Roth for 2023. I think it's okay, financial mutant wise, if you want to say, but you know what, I think I could probably get $1,000 in this Roth by April, so that I'd at least take advantage of some contribution for 2023 because I go close that down and by April, and then I'm going to catch up my emergency reserves after because I know I've got this pay raise or I've got this promotion or I've got this bonus coming my way. I like that. I think that's what hopefully Derek is alluding to. What I don't want is the Looney Tunes commercial where Bugs Bunny's in the desert and he's thirsty, and everywhere he goes, he sees the mirage of water coming. I don't want you looking at because you're so thirsty that, that you're like, in the future, I'll just go tap into my Roth IRA because that's a good bucket of cash I could get to tax-free, penalty-free. That's just, I don't want you to look at it like it's that juicy pot of water I think it is actually when they're hungry in Looney Tunes. So everybody start looking like I probably couldn't do those cartoons anymore, but back when I was a kid, it was hilarious.
Because it was like the cactus was like a turkey leg.
Well, right? I mean, it was several. Bugs Bunny would get lost, and he would see mirages of oases, but there was also times where you'd see cartoons where they're hungry, and everybody starts looking like a nice scrumptious piece of meat or something.
And Mandela effect. Have we talked about, you know how to spell Looney Tunes?
I don't spell any word because I'm dyslexic.
It's Daniel, back me up on this. It's tunes, Tunes, right? Looney Tunes, not Toons, cartoons. That's one of the Mandela effect things. I always thought it was like Looney Tunes, like cartoons. It's not.
This is the benefit of not knowing how to spell anything. I have no clue.
Part was for free.